Hi, this is a brief introduction to the content management system from Baer Marketing Network. In this example, the first thing we're going to do is go to the center of the screen. After you log in, this is what you will see. Open Sitemap is what we want to click on. So we'll start with that. Here we can see a list of all the pages that are available for your editing. I'm going to zoom in on those for a second just so you can see. And what we're going to do is select the page called practice2.html. Okay, so I click on that and that page comes up in my browser. Basically what you'll see, it will look like your real live page, but it is within the content management system, and there are buttons around that say edit. They also have a repeat button, which is right here. It disappears actually when you move your cursor around. So the first thing we're going to do, we have two articles that we want to put into here. Right now on this page, if we scroll up and down, we've got the Gettysburg Address and we have the Declaration of Independence. Those are our two fake articles right now. So you can see they're in two separate sections, and there's two titles for those being used as submenus, where you can click those on the real live page and it'll jump down directly to that section, which is a friendly way to do it for visitors to your site. They can quickly see what's available on this page, click on it, and be taken directly to that section. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do, let's say we want to swap out the Gettysburg Address and put in a different article there. So what we're going to do, we're going to hover over the edit button for that section. You can see when we do that, it kind of highlights the area that applies to that edit button. If I get off of it again, everything goes white. Now I hover over it, it kind of grays out the rest of the screen a little bit and leaves the area highlighted in white that this applies to. Plus there's a little point at the bottom of that button there. Let me zoom in to show you that. It's basically pointing at what it applies to. Okay, so we click on the edit button for that section. We go in there. The first thing, we're completely replacing this article. So all we're going to do is highlight all this text in that area, hit delete on your keyboard, and it's gone. The next thing we're going to do is switch over to Microsoft Word. And our first article here is called All Medicines Are Poison. We're basically going to select everything in this article. We're going to copy it either through Control-C or right-click copy, or going up to your edit, copy up that way. Okay, so I'm choosing the right-click copy. We're going to go back to the content management system, and the first thing we're going to do, let me zoom in here so you can see. I'll zoom in twice. There's all kinds of editing buttons up here. These are just very similar to what you see in Microsoft Word or any word processor. If you hover over each one, it'll tell you what it means. And also in the written instructions, there's an explanation of each of these. There's actually a lot more buttons available, but for a number of reasons, we're not going there with those right now. For advanced users, we can do that, or for specific needs. The one we're looking for right now says paste as plain text. I'm going to zoom back out and click on that button, paste as plain text. This is the only thing we want to use when we're pasting. We come into here, we notice, let me zoom in again here because this is very important. It says use Control-V on your keyboard to paste the text. Use Control-V. I'm going to zoom back out. We put our cursor in there. Click inside the box to put our cursor in there. Press Control-V, and there's our entire article. Now we click on Insert, and our article is there. Notice it stripped out all the formatting from Microsoft Word, which is a good thing. We don't want that formatting creeping into the website because Word tends to do that. We want the styles created in the website to stay there. So you won't see the styling that's going on. Okay, I'll explain a little bit more of that as we go on. Basically though, you can do a few things. We're going to highlight this first line just as it was in the Word document, we're going to make it bold. So we simply go over here, click on bold. That is now bold. Okay, we're going to go down here. We're going to highlight the bottom. We're going to make that italics. That's how it was in the Word document. Those are the only two things we're going to do right now as far as formatting goes. Now we have one more very important thing to do here. I just went to the top of the article, I hit enter or return on some keyboards to create a blank space up here. And what we need to do is, let me zoom in so you can see this. We need to hover over the Insert Edit Anchor button because we want to put in what's called an anchor tag. Okay, I'm going to zoom back out, but we're looking for the anchor icon right there. We click on it, another screen pops up, and it says anchor name. Let's call this one medicine because this article is something about medicines are poison. So we simply type in medicine. We're done with that. I'm going to zoom out here. We're going to click insert. Now you'll see up here in the corner there's a little anchor button over there. I'll zoom in so you can see it. In the event that you want to ever see what an anchor button is named, what the anchor is named, you can simply highlight the anchor and then click on the anchor button. I'm going to zoom out so we can see it when we click it. And notice in here it's named medicine. Zoom back out. I'm going to hit cancel because we already named it medicine. That's all fine. If we had changed the name, we would have hit update. Okay, we are done with this section. All we need to do is hit OK. Notice there's no longer, what was there before? The Constitution? Yeah, the Constitution was in there before. That's gone. It's replaced by everything we just cut and pasted from the, or copied and pasted from the Word document. But we're not done. Oh, it was the Gettysburg Address. Up here in our submenu, it still says Gettysburg Address. We don't want that. We want it to say something like all medicines. Actually, let's go back to the Word document. It's easier to do there. I'm going to hit Control Home to go to the top of the Word document. We want it to say all medicines are poison. Making your way through the medical minefield. That's the name of the book or article, whatever this thing is. We're going to copy that. Right click copy. We're going to go back to the content manager. We hover over that edit button there. It highlights the Gettysburg Address so we know we're in the right area. We click edit. We go in here. We highlight what was previously there, Gettysburg Address. And we unlink that. Let me zoom in here for a second. You've got a link button, insert or edit link, and you've got the unlink button. I'm going to zoom back out. We're going to click on the unlink for the Gettysburg Address there. Okay, now let's select that again and hit delete on your keyboard. It's gone. We want to paste in the title we just copied out of Microsoft Word. So again, we select, I'm going to zoom in here, we select the one that says paste as plain text. I'm going to zoom out, click that. By the way, I can do the zooming as part of the presentation. It's not something you will see on your screen. I'm just doing it to make it easier for you to see what I'm talking about. Okay, we're back at the paste as plain text box. We press Control V. We've got our title there. We click insert. Now we need to make this link to the anchor name that we set below. I believe we called that medicine. So that's the only simple thing you need to remember. What did you name the anchor link before? Okay, so we highlight the entire title here, which is basically a sub-menu for us. We go up to the insert or edit link button. Highlight that again for you guys, or zoom in on it. Insert or edit link. Zoom back out. I click that, and right here it says link URL. What do we want to put in here? The first thing we need to put is the number sign. That identifies it as a link within the same page to an anchor position. So we put in the pound sign to indicate that. Then we put in the name. of that anchor link. It was number medicine, or it was medicine, so we put in pound medicine. I'm zoomed back out so we can see the whole thing. We click insert. Now, this is kind of an important point here. As you'll see, it's looks like an old-fashioned blue underlined link. That's how the web was for years and years and years. Now we do much nicer things with links, much more creative things. Let me zoom back out here. It's fine that it looks that way. As soon as I click OK, the style and formatting of the website will take over. Notice, it's here, it says all medicines are poison, blah blah blah, but it's no longer blue underlined, but it is still a link. If you hover over it, the hand turns into a pointer, or the cursor turns into a pointing hand, and the color changes when you hover over it. Okay, so that is now, we're done with that first section. We've erased the old text, put in the new text, established an anchor link, got rid of the old sub-menu title, replaced it with the new one, and linked it to the anchor. Okay, now let's go down here to the second section. Let's say for some reason we want to leave the Declaration of Independence. That's great, we'll leave it there. But we still have one more article we want to add. So we're going to hit the repeat button. You can repeat it from the top section or the bottom section. Actually, let me zoom in on that so you can see that, and I'll explain these. The repeat function, the plus sign is duplicate this section, the minus sign is remove this section, and you can move things up or move things down so that you can reorder everything on the page. Now, I already pressed that plus sign, the green plus sign, for duplicating this section, so I'm going to scroll down, and you're going to see suddenly we have a duplicate section here. Okay, we're just going to do the same thing. We're going to go in here and edit. We're going to highlight everything. We're going to delete it. We're going to go to Word, switch to the other document, copy everything. I'm doing this fast here. We're going to click on the paste as plain text, Control V to put it in there, insert it, make the top of it bold, make the bottom of it italics. I think I missed part of that title, but you get the idea. We put in an anchor link here, and I don't know what to call this. Let's call it section 3. We insert. We say OK. We go back up to the very top. There's only 2 sections up here, so we need to repeat one of those. These are kind of hard to, you have to mess with them sometimes. Let's repeat that. We click on the plus sign. We've got Declaration of Independence. Let's call it another book, because I don't remember what it was called. Okay, we highlight that, we link it, and I called that one section 3. We insert that, we click OK. Boom, there we go. Now, real important here, and real quickly, we need to go up here to Page Actions. Let me zoom in. Page Actions, we can publish or we can save as a draft. If we save as a draft, we can come back and work on it later. If we publish it, it goes live. We can still work on it later even if we publish it, but the difference is it goes live. So, I clicked on Publish, and it published it. We go live over here. We let's see here. We change our page name to practice2.html up there. Okay, we hit enter. I'm going to zoom back out, and we've got All Medicines Are Poison, Declaration of Independence, and another book. If we click on another book, we go down there to the section 3. Click back to the top. All Medicines Are Poison. It takes us right to that section. Declaration of Independence. It takes us right to that section. That is how you make changes on the content management system.